Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another weekly trade recap video. This week I managed to get in two additional trades and still holding Bitcoin. So let's take a look at these trades. And any question, let me know below and let's get started. So first trade I want to go over is Cardano, so ADAUSD. We talk about this, throughout my weekly outlook and daily outlook stream. I talk about a potential buy opportunity if we get a price to break above that previous high and continuation. And this is kind of what we're seeing, right? We have all these continuation structure. This is a clear impulse, and I mentioned let's wait for this correction to break above this previous high. I didn't or wasn't interesting to enter a position somewhere like this, but I was very inclined to enter a position once we break above that previous high, and then if there was continuation. So that's pretty much exactly what price did here, right? You can see that there was a few more correction to push the price up, but ultimately when it break above that previous high, when it formed that continuation, and that was my entry. And this is kind of how I managed to get in is I saw that price push to the upside, and when I start consolidating here, when it consolidate just above that previous swing high area, I was waiting very patiently to see what the price will do. It formed a very neat, very textbook-like kind of a continuation flag. We see the price bullish impulse up, and I just set an entry order here, put a stop loss below the correction, and then price tag me in, and then it looks like it continued going up, pull a little correction, it pulls up again, and it looks like it's running pretty good right now. If we zoom out here on the 2 hour here or on the 4 hour, you can see that this overall move is still very trending, right? And we just broke all-time previous high. We had a continuation correction. We're pushing up now. So looking at this high time frame, remember every last few weeks of the stream, I've been talking about most of these crypto will have this overall kind of scoop formation where price, it had an initial incline and then sharp move drop down, period consolidation, and then eventually has into this bullish trend. So we broke that previous high. This is very important, and these continuation, and I'm likely to see more continuation pushing the price up more and more. But looking at this right now, it's looking very promising. And we broke the previous high, so expect price to continue. If you're looking for further entries, if you did get it on the first entry, there's still lots of room to the upside. You can see this all-time high here is still lots of room, right? So expect price to continuously into this bullish trend. Okay, so that's the first trade I have, ADA USD Cardano. Enter at this correction after breakout. I will move my stop loss to break even, and then we'll just monitor. It's the same kind of approach as Bitcoin. I'm looking for this as a long-term kind of approach, and we'll see what happens in the upcoming weeks or months. Second trade I want to talk about is dollar yen. So dollar yen, I've been talking about this for again a couple of weeks now, right? And let's take a look here at the price action. Higher time frame wise, let's start here. We know that this bit of the parallel channel correction is a higher time frame correction. So you understand that higher time frame correction after correcting this sharp impulse, it takes pretty much years to complete. And what interests me the most is obviously this latest bit of the price here. This is why multi-time frame analysis is really important. When you have a bias on the higher time frame, when you know that the higher time frame is in a corrective phase, but you know that there was a sharp impulse before, so you know that there's likely going to be a resume of a bullish impulse. You don't know when or how long or what to expect, but understanding price action, when this correctional structure finishes, it's very likely that we're going to get the next impulsive phase. So looking more closely here on the lower time frame, this is that same kind of descending channel that we saw on the higher time frame. If we look closely here, right, there is very clear price action at the end. You see this sharp move down, correction impulse, and there is no continuation correction to push the price further. Instead, it's a reversal impulse up. So that is really the first sign that I see. And right after that, I mentioned look for a right shoulder, look for a continuation to break out, right? And that's pretty much what price ended up developing. We developed that right shoulder here. So an inverse head and shoulder pattern, and then price managed to break out. And once it managed to break out, and it's very clean to look for a continuation. This is exactly what I did here. you can see that on the lower time frame, we managed to break out of that higher time frame structure, and there was a lower time frame continuation. So that is where I got in once again, set an entry order here, set a little bit wider stop loss than I would in this situation, but I like the reward. I like the risk reward that I can get. Even just to the top of this correction here, I'm looking about 4.9 to 1, so almost 5 to 1 just to the top. And ultimately, I'm seeing the price if it can continue to the top of the higher time frame structure. Right? We understand that the higher time frame structure here is likely to finish, and we don't know if this push is going to reach that, or if not, if it's going to break above. But lower time frame wise, one step at a time to see what price will do at this recent top, and see if it will continue to the next top. Okay, so certainly it's looking really good. You can see that this is clearly an impulsive phrase breaking the upside. So expect probably a correction here, a deeper correction. We'll see how that goes. We'll see if the price is going to form a continuation, or is it going to be starting to decline more. Then I'll learn to move my stop loss. I'll adjust it and look for potential entry later on if it tagged me out. But looking so far right now, this is pretty bullish. So I do like what I'm seeing. I expect a correction anyways, but I want to see more further bullish upside. Okay, so that's dollar yen looking very, very clean. I like the higher time frame. I like the lower time frame breakout. I like this inverse head and shoulder. Everything about it is looking very clean for continuation. Okay, so last one I want to go over is Bitcoin. Well, Bitcoin is the trade that I've been holding. I update this pretty much every weekly outlook. Weekly trade recap video. And this one is actually breaking out now, right? Remember in my Telegram, I mentioned when price is approaching to this high now, look for some sort of continuation once it reaches this high, because it's what the price is likely to do. So we get that and we continue, and then more correction. Now we're pretty much approach this all-time high now. In my opinion, this is going to break the all-time high, and then we're going to full on get into the next bullish trend. You just have to understand from a nature of the price, from the price action point of view, all this previous price is just a large bullish impulsive phrase. So you understand how price needs to move. It needs to correct itself before the resume of the previous trend. That is how price action works. That is how the market moves. So if we look deeply into the lower time frame here, we know that this is where it broke the all-time high 20,000 level, price breakup, correction, and breakup, right? And this was my lower time frame continuation correction. My management, this is really important when I hear people ask me about how did you stay, still in the trade? How did you manage? Well, this is what comes down to a trading plan and risk management and your plan all along. You can't just make a decision based on emotion when they start crashing and you didn't sell here, when they start crashing and you're looking to exit here. My plan was to always hold a trade, because crypto for me is a long-term investment. I saw that we broke that 20,000, we broke the all-time high, we getting into that bullish trend now. I expect a larger correction to happen anyways, right? This is what I've been talking about weeks for months about it in my stream, and that's exactly what happened. You expect a larger correction to happen before the resume of the bullish trend, right? So have a plan is super important, and follow the plan is super important too. You can't just have a plan and then you just make emotional decision based on how you feel. Okay, so what I expect to Bitcoin now, well, I think there was an entry here. I didn't get into this, but maybe some of you guys may. But once it breaks this previous high, or all-time high, sorry, if it continues much, much more impulsively, then pretty much all you want to look for is continuation. Right? That is exactly how the price will move if it's going to continue higher. And it looks like it will be now, because this bullish trend surge is really high. It looks like we're getting a completion of this larger continuation, larger higher time frame flag structure. Once we break the previous high, which is I'm expecting it to, look for more lower time frame continuation, and we're going to take off afterwards. Okay, everyone. So that is my trade on Bitcoin. Still holding. I'm running 8%, 8.5. I can't really do the math, but looking really clean. And again, having a plan, sticking to your plan is super important for consistency and for the long run. All right, everyone. So 3 trades I'm currently in. Bitcoin's the first trade running about 8.5%. Dollar yen, I'm running about 1.5% or so. And last trade is Cardano that I entered. It's running about 1.5% as well. Okay, so any question, comments, or feedback, let me know below. And I wish everyone a good weekend and see you guys next time in my weekly Outlook stream. Thank you very much, guys.